Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you were there? Or started telling a story only to stop halfway through because the next word just vanished from your mind? Maybe it's misplacing your glasses even though they're right on your head, or forgetting the name of someone you've known for years. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. It happens to the best of us. And yes, it happens more often as we age. But here's the thing, just because you're getting older doesn't mean your memory has to fade away. What if I told you there's a simple daily mental exercise that can restore your memory, sharpen your focus, and make your mind feel decades younger, as if you were 40 again? It may sound too good to be true, but science is catching up with something many seniors are discovering for themselves. The brain can bounce back. It just needs the right kind of gentle challenge. The same way our bodies get stronger when we walk or stretch. The brain, like a muscle, thrives on activity. And today, I'm going to show you how one simple habit, one you can start today, can make a noticeable difference in how clearly you think, how well you remember, and how confidently you go through your day. You deserve to remember the little things, to tell a story without losing the thread, to recognize faces and names, and to feel that spark of mental clarity again. So stay with me, because this could be the change you didn't even know you were waiting for. Before we jump in, if you care about keeping your mind strong and your independence intact, go ahead and click the subscribe button and tap the notification bell. That way you'll never miss simple, effective tips to help you stay sharp, happy, and self-sufficient well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Now let's set the stage with a quick truth. Memory loss doesn't happen overnight. It happens quietly. A missed appointment here, a forgotten birthday there. You laugh it off at first, but deep down there's a little worry. Is this just aging, or is something worse going on? Here's the encouraging news. Many types of memory decline are not permanent. They're often linked to underused neural pathways. That means with regular, simple exercises, you can wake those paths back up. Think of it like walking down an old trail that's been overgrown. The more you walk it, the clearer it gets. And one of the most powerful ways to clear that trail, surprisingly, is something you can do in under 10 minutes a day. No screens, no apps. Just you, your voice, and your memories. It's called active mental storytelling. Here's how it works. Each day, you take a few minutes to recall and narrate one memory out loud. It could be something simple, your first car, a favorite vacation, a holiday dinner from years ago. You speak it out loud in detail like you're telling it to a friend. But don't just hit the highlights, go deep. What was the weather like? What did the food smell like? Who was there? What were you wearing? The more senses you involve, the stronger the mental muscles you're flexing. Why is this so effective? Because it activates multiple parts of the brain at once. Your language center, your sensory memory, your emotional recall, even motor planning if you use hand gestures while speaking. It's not passive memory, it's active reconstruction, and the brain loves it. Plus, when you speak it aloud, you reinforce the neural pathways that help you retain and retrieve information, not just about the past, but in daily life too. People who practice this simple exercise often find they remember to-do lists more easily, recall names faster, and stay more mentally engaged throughout the day. And here's a beautiful bonus. It brings joy. Revisiting moments from your life isn't just good for your brain, it's good for your heart. Many people find themselves smiling, laughing, even crying as they relive stories they hadn't thought about in years. That emotional connection is part of the healing. Start simple. Choose one memory today. Say it out loud. Do it again tomorrow. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present with your past and training your mind to stay flexible and alive. Now maybe you're thinking, but I live alone. Who am I going to tell these stories to? That's okay. You don't need an audience. You can talk to yourself, or better yet, record your voice on your phone. Over time, you might even build your own little audio journal of memories, a personal treasure for you or for loved ones someday. And if you do have someone to share with, a spouse, a grandchild, an old friend, make it part of your routine. Call them once a week and each tell one story from your past. It'll strengthen your bond and give both of you something to look forward to. So let me ask you, What's one memory that still makes you smile? Hold on to that for a moment. And imagine how your brain lights up when you speak it out loud. That's the power we're talking about today. Of course, mental storytelling is just one way to boost your memory and restore mental clarity, but it's one of the easiest and most enjoyable ways to start. There are other habits too. Daily practices you can layer in that will support your mind, rebuild cognitive resilience, and help you feel sharp, calm, and in control no matter your age. In just a moment, we're going to continue exploring those habits. You've taken the first step by learning about memory recall through storytelling. Now let's build on that momentum, because your brain is waiting for that gentle push, and I promise it will rise to meet you. You might be surprised how powerful something as simple as telling your own stories can be. That act of reaching back into your memory, pulling up the sights, the sounds, even the feelings. It's like giving your brain a friendly workout. But memory, just like the body, gets stronger with variety. One single stretch is good, but a few gentle moves in the right places, that's when you really start to feel the difference. So let's add another layer to your daily mental routine, one that takes no more than 5 minutes but can sharpen your memory, focus, and even boost your mood. It's something so simple, yet surprisingly effective. I call it memory mapping. Here's how it works. Close your eyes or keep them open if that's more comfortable, and imagine walking through a place you know well. It could be your childhood home, your old workplace, your high school, or even your favorite store. As you mentally walk through this space, try to recall as many specific details as you can. What was on the kitchen counter? What color were the curtains? Was the floor wooden or carpeted? Were there smells you remember? This gentle form of mental visualization stimulates what scientists call spatial memory, and it's deeply tied to long-term memory recall. Think of it as turning the lights back on in rooms you haven't visited for a while. You don't have to get every detail right. That's not the point. The value lies in activating the memory circuits that link location, sequence, and sensory experience. These are the same circuits we use when remembering where we put the keys, how to navigate to the grocery store, or what time to take our medication. And the beauty of this exercise is that it also helps rebuild confidence in your mind's ability to recall, especially when you feel like you've been forgetting more than remembering lately. If you like, you can even combine memory mapping with storytelling. Describe what you're seeing, out loud or to someone else. The more you involve language, the more your brain responds. Now let's shift slightly to something that might not feel like a memory exercise at all, but actually is conscious observation. Have you ever gone for a walk and realized, by the time you got home, you didn't really notice anything around you? Maybe your mind wandered or you were distracted. That's normal, but it's also a missed opportunity, because every moment we are fully present, engaged with what we see, hear, and feel, we are strengthening attention, the foundation of good memory. So here's what I want you to try the next time you go outside, even if it's just to the mailbox. Take note of 5 things around you: the color of a flower, the shape of a cloud, the sound of a bird, the smell of the air, the feel of the breeze on your skin. Just 5 simple observations. When you return inside, try to recall all 5 and speak them out loud. This practice of mindful observation followed by short-term recall helps train your working memory. That's the part of your mind that holds on to information just long enough to use it. Working memory is what lets you remember a phone number you just heard, or why you walked into the kitchen. And while it naturally declines with age, it can absolutely be improved with regular, simple attention exercises like this one. Now here's something interesting. Studies show that when older adults combine physical movement with mental attention, memory performance improves even more. So if you enjoy walking, take it up a notch. On your stroll, count how many red cars you see, or try to memorize the street names as you go. Engage your brain while your body moves, and you'll be doing double duty for your health. You don't need a gym. You don't need a workbook. Just your eyes, your mind, and your surroundings. Let's talk about another beautiful yet overlooked mental practice: gratitude journaling. Now I know what you're thinking. I'm not much of a journaler, and that's okay. You don't have to write essays. Even jotting down 3 simple things you're thankful for each day can work wonders. Why is this tied to memory? Because gratitude activates a part of the brain called the hippocampus, the same area responsible for forming and storing memories. When we take time to notice the good around us, our brain shifts from survival mode to connection mode. It becomes more alert, more stable, and better at recording daily experiences. So each night, before bed, write down or simply say out loud 3 things that went well today. They don't have to be big. I had a nice cup of tea. The sunset was pretty. I talked to my daughter. That's it. It creates a powerful loop. You end your day on a positive note, sleep more peacefully, and strengthen memory circuits that remind your brain what matters most. And that brings us to perhaps the most gentle, healing tool of all, laughter. Yes, laughter. Think about the last time you laughed so hard you wiped a tear from your eye. Do you remember how you felt afterward? Lighter, brighter? That's not just emotion, it's brain chemistry. Laughter increases oxygen to the brain, improves alertness, and stimulates the release of neurotransmitters that help you think clearly and retain information. So watch a funny movie. Call a friend who always cracks you up. Tell silly stories. Play with your grandkids. Don't just sit in stillness. Let joy into your brain, because joy creates space for memory to grow. All of these practices, storytelling, memory mapping, conscious attention, gratitude, and joy, they aren't chores. They're small, meaningful moments that can brighten your day and sharpen your mind. And most importantly, they remind you that your brain is still alive, still learning, still capable. You are not fading. You are still here, and your mind is worth nurturing. Take a breath. Smile if you feel like it. You've already done something powerful by simply listening and caring enough to learn. You've started the process. Now let's keep building, because there are even more simple steps you can take to support your memory. Not just exercises, but small changes in your routine, your nutrition, and your lifestyle that protect your mind and help it thrive. Even decades after you thought it might slow down, you've already started waking your brain up just by paying attention. The storytelling, the mindful walks, the gratitude journaling, these are the sparks. And like any fire, when you add the right fuel, it begins to glow stronger. Your mind is no different. Now let's give it that fuel. Here's something many people don't realize. Your brain doesn't work alone. It's not floating in space. It's part of your body, connected to your blood, your food, your rest. Your brain depends on circulation. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients to the brain. Without good blood flow, thinking gets foggy. That's why moving your body, even just a little, can wake your mind up. Try walking for 15 to 20 minutes a day. You don't have to go far, around the block, or even around your home if the weather's not great. You could try chair yoga, stretching, or dancing to music from your youth. And if you're walking, do it mindfully. Notice your steps, your surroundings, the rhythm of your breath. When the body moves, the mind follows. You'll likely find that your thoughts become clearer, your mood lifts, and remembering things gets just a little bit easier. Now let's step into the kitchen, because what you eat has a direct line to how you think. A brain-friendly diet isn't complicated. In fact, the simpler, the better. Start with healthy fats, like those in avocados, walnuts, and olive oil. Your brain is mostly fat, and it needs the right kind to stay cushioned, flexible, and fast. Add leafy greens like spinach or kale. These are rich in folate and vitamin K, both linked to better memory and slower cognitive decline. Don't forget berries, especially blueberries. These little powerhouses are full of antioxidants that protect your brain from damage and may even improve memory performance in older adults. And then there's hydration. Did you know that even mild dehydration can cause memory lapses and confusion? So be kind to your brain. Drink water regularly throughout the day, even if you're not thirsty. You don't need a strict diet plan or fancy supplements. Just make small adjustments, fewer processed foods, more fresh ones. And always remember, food is not just fuel, it's medicine for your brain. But memory isn't only about neurons and nutrients. It's also about how you feel. That's why protecting your mental health is just as important as any exercise or meal. When we feel lonely, anxious, or sad, our brain chemistry changes. It's harder to concentrate, harder to store memories, and much harder to stay optimistic. So how do we protect the emotional side of memory? Start by staying connected. Human connection doesn't need to be complicated. A short phone call, a cup of tea with a neighbor, a weekly chat with your church group or senior center. Even writing letters or voice messages to loved ones can make you feel seen, heard, and loved. When we talk to others, we use memory naturally, recounting the past, asking questions, sharing stories. Social connection keeps memory alive. And if you're someone who's been feeling more isolated lately, please know you're not alone. And you're not meant to carry this weight by yourself. There are senior centers, support groups, online communities, even volunteers who would be honored to talk with you. You matter. Your thoughts, your experiences, your stories, they still have great value. Let's also bring in the power of routine and purpose. When we wake up with something to look forward to, even something small, our brain stays more engaged. That could be a daily crossword puzzle, a 10-minute journal entry, a walk at sunrise, or a short prayer each night. Tiny rituals that create structure and meaning give your brain a rhythm, and rhythm creates clarity. And finally, perhaps the most powerful solution of all, hope. When you believe your memory can improve, you treat it differently. You become more curious. You engage more fully. And the brain responds to that belief. It's not magic, it's neuroscience. So let yourself believe, not in perfection, not in turning back time, but in forward momentum, in small steps that lead to clearer thinking, stronger recall, and more joyful days. Because here's what I want you to remember. You are not too old. Your memory is not gone. You haven't lost your mind. You've just let it rest a little too long. And now it's time to wake it up. Let today be your turning point. Not because everything changes overnight, but because you decided to begin. Let your brain feel the shift. Let your heart feel it too. Because the more you care for your mind, the more it cares for you. Let's take a moment to reflect on what you've done here. You've taken time, your precious time, to care for something many people overlook until it feels like it's slipping away. Your mind. You've learned that memory loss, while common, doesn't have to be permanent. You've seen that it's not just about forgetting a name or where you put your keys. It's about how memory shapes your identity, your confidence, your freedom to live fully and independently. And you've taken the first step to reclaiming it. We started with something beautifully simple, telling your own stories out loud. A few minutes a day of reaching into your past, speaking it into the present, and reminding your brain that those memories matter, and so do you. We added memory mapping, mindful walking, and conscious observation. Small, enjoyable acts that awaken your awareness and keep your working memory strong. You learned how combining movement with attention helps your brain thrive. Then we explored daily habits that fuel your mental strength, getting better sleep, eating nourishing foods, drinking more water, and moving your body gently and regularly. You now know that what helps your heart helps your head, and that what brings you joy, laughter, and connection helps your memory too. You've seen how gratitude, social interaction, and simple routines create mental resilience, not just preventing decline, but sparking new growth. And you've realized something incredibly powerful. Your brain is not broken. It's just waiting for you to use it in ways that honor where you are now. And so now the question is, what will you do with all of this? Because here's the truth. Knowing is not enough. It's the doing that changes everything. Maybe you start with a 5-minute story tomorrow morning, or a walk around your block while noticing 3 colors. Maybe you swap your evening television with a short gratitude journal, or you pick up the phone and call someone just to say hello and share a funny memory. These small actions are not small at all. They're seeds. And with each day, as you care for them, your mind becomes stronger, clearer, and more alive. So I want to encourage you, don't wait. Don't say maybe next week, or maybe when I feel better. Your mind needs you today, and the best part? You don't need to do it perfectly, just begin. Begin gently, kindly, consistently, because no matter your age, your memory is worth protecting, and you are worth remembering. You don't have to feel foggy. You don't have to keep forgetting. You don't have to accept decline as your future. There's still time to turn the page. And the next chapter, it's one you get to write with clarity and purpose. Now, as we come to a close, I want to thank you. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for believing that your mind still has more to give. And thank you for letting me be part of that journey. If this video spoke to you in any way, even just a little, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let me know. What will you try first? What memory did you think of today? Or just say, I'm starting now. That's more than enough. Your words might inspire someone else reading, because none of us are alone in this. We're walking this path together, one memory at a time. Please take a second to like this video if it helped you. It tells YouTube that this message is worth sharing with more people like you. And if you haven't already, subscribe and click the bell so you never miss simple, practical tips to help you live stronger, longer, and with more joy at every age. And now, as we part ways today, I want to leave you with this. No matter what you've forgotten, no matter how slow your thoughts may feel some days, you are not fading, you are learning to shine again. And the more you care for your mind, the more light it gives back to your life. Take care of that beautiful brain of yours. Feed it, rest it, stretch it, love it. Because you are still here. You are still becoming. And I'll be right here with you, cheering you on. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind to yourself, and stay strong. I'm proud of you.